Yeah, you're the last in a long line here. I wanted to ask you, Sam King from the Journal and Courier here, about creating a quarterback competition with the number of guys you brought in from the portal, signing quarterback, and then obviously having Bennett Meredith as a holdover. How important that is to, in today's college football world, is give a guy a bunch of money, come in and basically anoint him the starter. And it seems like you've taken a different approach as a staff here.
We have, and the situation when we got here, I looked at what we had, and obviously it was a situation where you know quarterbacks had left, and we wanted to bring in guys I knew could throw the football and be successful throwing the football, that were athletic and can go play, that we can mold in the next 8 months and build a quarterback room. And again, we're going to have competition that started the moment they all got here. They all know they're competing. We're, not announcing any kind of starter or anything. We're going to build that room, and we're going to build where every one of them can play. Because you want to get a starter ready, but you got to have a backup ready, and you got to have a third guy ready. So we will do that, and we're going to create competition. And every day is a competition in the weight room. Everything that we do on and off the field. So I'm excited about that and where we're going with that.
Nathan, go ahead.
Yeah, Nathan Baird, Indy Star. I just wanted to ask you, I guess, first and foremost about EJ Coulson, and you obviously know him the best of this group, or came here knowing him the best. What was it about him, whether it's athletically, whether it's beyond that, that you felt he would fit into what you guys are trying to get started here?
Well, yeah, I recruited EJ for 2 years, and he was the valedictorian of his class. He went to the state championship every year, started as a freshman, went 3 years, went to the state championship. He won two of them. I knew he was a competitor. I know how he can throw the football. I know who he is as a person. And then on top of that, he graduated early from high school and skipped his senior year. So last year he was 17 years old in college, and I know his best football is ahead of him, and I know what he can do. And again, who he is as a competitor. And as we compete for this job, I knew he would be a guy that could come in and we could win with.
Go to Tom.
Yeah, Darin, could you sort of give us an idea of the prototype quarterback for the offense that's going to be run at Purdue? Is dual threat too generic of a term? Again, how do you describe the skill set and what you're looking for in a quarterback to execute the offense you're going to be running here?
Number one, he's got to throw the football from point A to point B accurately. That's recruiting, that's mechanics, and then it's my job to be able. These guys have been throwing the ball 17, 18, 19 years. Motion is something I cannot change, but I can change their footwork. I can change everything, what they're thinking in their brains, coverages, defenses. And then they've got to be able to be athletic. They've got to be able to stretch the defense. And I'm not, as it is, using them as a weapon to pull defenders. That's with RPO game. That's with everything that we do offensively, to be able to stretch the defensive horizontally and vertically, to cause grief that helps our run game go, that makes our run game go, and then to be able to take advantage of being able to throw the football in RPOs, and then being able to throw the football vertically down the field, because we are going to throw the football vertically down the field.
Doug, go ahead.
Hey, Darin, you talked about the competition aspect. Is there anything you're looking for right now, even though you're in the weight room and doing the winter workouts, to gauge a guy's leadership abilities or anything like that?
Yeah, we're looking, number one is, intangibles, leadership, work ethic, doing everything the correct way. The quarterbacks lead this team, and the quarterbacks lead every team. And leadership is a huge part of that. And so I'm looking for work ethic. We're the first in lines. We're doing everything correctly on and off the field, when we're, at the training table, when we're at study hall, when we're doing everything. And, Coach Odom runs a tight ship around here as far as all that goes, but that the quarterbacks lead this team. And that's what I'm instilling on them. And then we're installing on the offense. And again, learning as we go. And then it's my job to get them ready and to get them ready for spring football. And there's going to be steps to be able to get that done. And we're in the beginning process of doing that. We've been throwing routes on air, and the first day that we went out in the indoor and threw routes on air, it was not very good. But now we've been doing that for weeks now, and you can see a complete difference with our receivers, our tight ends, our running backs. All of us don't being able to throw routes on air and to be able to push the ball and be able to throw all kinds of concepts as we go through that. So, and they're doing that on their own because we can't be with them. So I'm really pleased where that is going and where we're at. And we've got, a couple of weeks here before we start spring football, and where we've gone from January through February throwing the football is night and day. So we still have a long way to go. There's a lot of details that have to be done, but I'm excited where we're at right now.
Go back to Nathan.
What's it like taking over as a quarterback's coach at a place with the lineage, to call itself the cradle of quarterbacks?
No, it's awesome. And I said that in our meeting room. We have the cradle of quarterbacks on our wall. So, this place has had great quarterbacks, and my goal is that we have great quarterbacks for years to come. So it's exciting. And I've got to actually, meet and get to watch Drew Brees at the Saints, and what he did here at Purdue and what he did in the NFL was incredible. But it's a great example of a guy that was not the best quarterback in the NFL, but he threw for more yards and more touchdowns than anybody at his time when he was playing, because he outworked everybody. And that's what we have to do at the quarterback room, is we're going to have to outwork everybody. That's how I was as a player, and that's what we're going to instill in the quarterbacks here.
Are there ways you're using that as like a way to set a standard or emphasize a standard right now?
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I said. I said, Drew Brees after practice would go through the whole script and throw every route that he didn't get to throw and different concepts, because I watched him do it. And, that's just an example of how he was so successful in the NFL. And he was a 6 foot tall quarterback that had a very good arm, but he outworked everybody in the NFL on a constant basis, because he knew where to go with the football at the right times. And again, made him extremely successful, but he outworked everybody. He outworked everybody in the film room. When I went into meetings with the Saints at the time, and the offensive coordinator was in there and the quarterback coach was in there, they didn't say a word. Drew Brees ran the meeting, and he ran the meeting with the receivers and the running backs and the tight ends, and explained the depths of routes, explained everything that was supposed to happen. And I told all my quarterbacks, that's my goal for you guys, is to be able to run the offensive meetings, where as coaches we're running plays and we're executing and we're doing everything we can to go get schemes to go beat teams. But did you understand the offense just as good as coaches?
Go back to Sam.
Coach Hinson mentioned earlier that Evans Chuba, I think it was Coach Hinson, said that he can kind of just flick his wrist and it goes 40 yards. So we've heard a little bit about what he adds. Nobody's talked about Malachi yet. What does he bring to the table? And he's got very limited experience at the college level, but it was, I guess, explosive what he was able to do in that limited amount of time.
Yeah, he's got a very strong arm, and he can run the football, and he is very intelligent. And I'm excited to work with him. I'm excited. I recruited him when he was in Florida at school and in high school, and I saw what he could do. And Coach Odom had him in Arkansas, and he was a leader on and off the field there at Arkansas. And we talked about it and said we want to recruit him and get him here, and we did. And I'm very excited about what he can bring. But he can throw the heck out of the football, and he can run. And again, there's things I'm going to be working with all the quarterbacks, and I can't wait to get on the practice field March 4th and be able to work with all of them. But yeah, I'm excited about where Malachi is and how hard he's working.
Back to Tom.
Do you have any concern, Darin, of the inexperience of this quarterback room? Just one start among the three portal guys and then the freshmen.
Well, the one thing that when we were going through the portal and I was looking at all the different situations, there was different ways you can go. But the one thing I wanted to do was to bring in guys I can mold. and guys that I can train and guys that I know that can throw the football and do what I want them to do. We had Tyler Bray at Tennessee that started as a true freshman. I've had, I've been able to do that with young quarterbacks. So I'm excited about molding these guys the correct way, the right way. I think all three of them that we brought in can play. And I'm excited about the quarterback room and where we're going. Yes, we are inexperienced, but we also have the ability to be very, very good in that position.
Back to Nathan.
Real quick, I just wanted to confirm you were saying before about sitting in with this. Was that just sitting in on meetings with them while you were at UCF? Like you said, you were in the Saints. You saw Breeze do that with the Saints.
Yeah, I went to OTAs when I was at Tennessee and got to sit in
Okay.
there with Drew Brees, and I got 3 days to follow him around and what makes him the best quarterback in the NFL and why. And it was exciting to see how he ran the offense and again how he worked with Sean Payton at the time and how everything ran, but he ran the meetings and it was really, really impressive to see.
And do you hope that someone steps up and sort of seizes this job by the end of the spring? Do you imagine that this is something that's going to have to play out into the preseason?
And I'm not going to say, right now I'm just worried about installing the offense. If a starter just absolutely just, plays better than everybody, Coach Odom will make that decision if we want to announce a starter. So we'll worry about that when we get there.
Go back to Sam.
Yeah, Darin, you've worked with a lot of different head coaches, been a coordinator, things of that sort, and there's a lot of different ways to have success. What does Barry do that lends itself to whether he's, a coordinator or a head coach at Missouri or UNLV, why his teams have always seemed to win a lot of games?
Discipline, number one. He has a standard of exactly what we're supposed to do as coaches and as players, and he holds everyone accountable. And it doesn't matter if you're the best player on the team or if you're a walk-on, we'll all have the same standard, the same discipline. And as we get into this, that's exactly what you have to build a program. And that's what we're doing right now. And Coach Odom, I have unbelievable respect. I've coached against him for a lot of years in different leagues in the SEC, and he's always again been a great leader of men, and that's what he's doing here right now at Purdue. And the players that were here with the old staff and all that, it's night and day, they say, between what happened before and where we are right now. And we are headed that right direction. We are building the foundation and we are doing things the right way. And we've got to continue to build that. And what you do daily is who you become. And that's what we're doing, is we're working our butts off every single day.
Any other questions for Coach Hinshaw? All right. Thank you, Coach.